What is going on, beautiful people? Hope you're having a beautiful day, because I'm having a beautiful day. So I want to welcome you guys to episode number 5 of Ask Fraser Fit. This is pretty much a Q&A where I answer every single one of your questions, right? You have a question, I'm gonna answer it. So first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for asking your questions, because if you did not do that, then I wouldn't be able to do these. And I do get very excited when a Q&A comes around. So with that, guys, we're gonna jump straight into the first question. What's your favorite muscle group to train and why? My favorite muscle group to train is the back. The reason being is it's just so much variance, right? You can do so many different exercises, and I don't know, it just feels very good to me. I always look forward to a back day. You know, you motivated me to work. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm trying to gain muscle and lose fat. Any advice? Don't do that, pick one, because trying to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time, you're getting yourself in a recipe for disaster. Any tips on getting a better V-cut look? The idea is to get that V-taper, you have to create a shoulder to waist ratio that's, you know, optimal. Almost like a 2-to-1. So your shoulders should be twice as large in circumference as your waist, pretty much. So if you do have genetically big hips, the only way to combat that is to get to a ridiculously low body fat percentage, which isn't always easy or beneficial to overall progress. So the other side of the coin is to increase the size of everything else. So if you increase your shoulders, you increase your lats, you increase the size of your chest, and it will make your waist appear much smaller. Do you ever feel like working out is more of a chore than fun? Not really. I really enjoy to work out. Very occasionally, you know, generally on maybe a leg day, because it is so intense, it's more of a mental battle. Like sometimes you have to force yourself to do things you do not want to do. It's just the way of life. If you want this outcome, you need to be able to do things you don't want to do, and the idea is you always feel better once you've done it. What's your wrist size? I don't know. What? And how long have you been working out? I've been working out for about 3 to 4 years. Did you have a great weekend? Hell yes, I did. Every weekend is a great weekend. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years' time, I see myself doing what I'm doing now, but at a much larger scale. Are you a spiritual person? Yes, in a sense. But to answer that question fully, I need to understand your definition of what a spiritual person is. I run 6 days a week for about an hour in the morning. Is this going to kill my gains? Not necessarily, right? The idea is it's going to make it a lot harder for you to progress, because there is a lot more recovering to do, considering you're putting your body under a lot of stress for a lot of the time. Your legs might not grow very quick. However, you can still make progress. The idea is if you're making progress, good. If you're not, then I guess you got to prioritize. Your age, 20 years old. Odd question. What is your perception of your voice? What and how do you think you sound? That is a random bloody question, I'll tell you that much. Everyone thinks they sound weirder, right? If they record themselves and then they listen to it, they do think they sound quite weird. But over time, from me doing these, making these videos, as well as listening to recordings of myself, you know, I've gotten very used to how I actually sound. What was the first weight you ever squatted, and how long did it take you to reach 100 kilograms squat for a decent amount of reps? First weight I ever squatted, I really don't remember. I think it was the bar, maybe 10 kilograms on each side of the bar, so about 40 kilos. It didn't take me too long to get up to 100 kilogram squat for reps. However, my form probably wasn't that great, so it did take me longer to perfect my form rather than the weight going up. How often should you switch up your program? Look, it depends on a lot of factors. If you're making gains, then you can kind of keep it. But there's also, are you training for strength? Are you training for bodybuilding? There's a lot of variables that go into that. Me personally, I change up my workouts a little bit here and there over like a 4-week period. And then after 4 weeks, I'll change them up 100%. What's the rep and set range you use to pack on your mass over your transformation? It's a varied amount, right? Sometimes I'm training very high intensity, not a lot of reps, right? So like 3-4 reps. Sometimes I'm training in the rep ranges of 15 to 30, right? It all depends. Hypertrophy can happen at a large range of reps. Is decreasing your weight then adding muscle a good idea? Yes, incredibly good idea. Why are you so awesome? I don't know, you tell me. How are you such a sick? All right, I appreciate that very much, but this is questions and answers, not compliments and answers. 2-part question. How long should you do cardio for, and how often do I train my abs? Cardio depends, right? Sometimes you don't even need cardio. depends what you're doing, right? High intensity interval training, you want to keep it very short because it's very demanding on your body. Low intensity cardio, it really doesn't matter. It all depends on your goal. If your goal is to lose weight, then you need to be doing as much cardio or working out as possible to lose that weight. However, I don't recommend increasing the cardio. I more recommend increasing the intensity of your workouts. As for abs, I train them no more than 3 times per week when I'm bulking, and when I'm cutting, that increases to about 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 times per week. Why don't you post pics with your gorgeous girlfriend? She makes your pic 100 times better. That's a good question, and I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. What do I do when I fuck up on my diet? Should I adjust my macros for the following week, or do I add extra cardio, or what do I do? You just need to get over it. If you screw up, don't make dramatic changes in the opposite direction or increase your cardio. You just need to jump back on what you were doing as long as it was working. Don't try to compensate for eating more, just get back on the bandwagon. What exercises do you recommend a beginner start out with? I recommend Googling 5x5 strength program or starting strength, or upper lower kind of perspective, right? Things that are gonna help you gain a lot of strength and a lot of size in a short period of time. Jesus, this is a lot of questions. So I'm gonna do a speed round of this one, all right? How to recover from a day or so of binge eating. I don't binge eat. What are your thoughts on fasting, and do you have any tips for fasting? I think fasting is very, very, very good for weight loss. What do you do in your free time? I usually make these videos, man. I really enjoy doing these, so that's what I do. What is your zodiac sign? It is Scorpio. I'm born in November the 12th, if you wanna remember that. Send me a little card, I'll greatly appreciate it. What's the point of cycling through cutting and bulking? How do you decide when you're on a cut versus bulk and the benefits of them? I have a video on this which will explain it much better than I can with the time that I have, so check the link in the description. How long did it take you to get your current or desired physique? 4 years. I've been training for 4 years. Also, do I think creatine is needed to make gains? No, it's not needed, but it does add benefits. What made you want to start going to the gym? Nothing really too dramatic. My school had a gym, right? And my friend asked me, do you want to come? I went. Fell in love. You play any video games? And if so, which ones? I do not play video games. However, I used to play Overwatch, a bit of League of Legends, and COD. I used to play COD a lot. Can I get results like you at home with no equipment? No. How to calculate your calories? I have a video on this, link in description. What supplements do you take? I also have a video about supplements. Link will be in the description. Check that one out. Do I need to do cardio to get my abs to show more? No, you do not. The whole idea behind abs is just being at a low enough body fat percentage with enough muscle there to actually show through. That's it. However you get there, there's a million ways to skin that cat. What type of metabolism do you have? I'd say I have a pretty naturally fast metabolism. However, it's not the fastest, right? If I eat a little bit too much, I'm gonna notice it the next day. I'm size, goddammit, numbers, I want them! Well, I just do not know, right? And I don't have a tape measure, so if you can guess from observation, they've grown a little bit. Exercises for glutes, hip thrusts, wide stance squats, kickbacks, lying hamstring curls. Who has the best back physique? A guy named Andre, I think it is, Andre Dayu. He's got a crazy looking back. That or Jeremy Potvin. He's got an amazing looking back. How much protein would you recommend? I would recommend just a general rule of thumb of 1 gram per pound of body weight. It's just as simple as that. Can I lose fat without tracking my calories? Yes, you can. It's just, if you want to be as precise and accurate as possible, then tracking your calories is a must. What has been the hardest muscle to train and improve, and how did I overcome it? I'd have to say either my biceps, right? They're still a little bit small. I want to grow them a bit more. And my chest. My chest used to be quite weak, especially the upper chest. How I overcame it was identifying what exercises worked the specific muscle that I was trying to train, and then incorporating those more, right? So instead of training just chest once a week, I did twice, sometimes even 3 times, just in a low enough volume so it wasn't overtraining, but still increasing the strength over time. That's the only way to do it, man. Final question, right? How often do you train and how long? How often I train depends on a lot of things, right? Whether I'm cutting, bulking, how I'm feeling, that kind of stuff. So generally it's gonna be between 4 and 6 times per week. However, I will take one of those days as a rest day if I feel like I need to. And generally the workouts go for about 1 to 2 hours. Depends, right? Depends again. So with that, guys, that is all the questions for today. If you do have any questions about what just went down in these, or if you have any other questions that didn't get answered in this one, ask them below and I'll be sure to answer them for you guys. If you have not subscribed already, then what are you doing? Hit that button right now, because I do post videos multiple times per week, just like this one, and I guarantee you will not regret it. So with that, guys, I'm just gonna wrap the video up here. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I enjoyed making it. I will catch you in the next one later. Yeah.